Alright, so I got another collection update video here for my movies, and I believe this is going to be part 24 or 25. I'm going to try and get through 2 stacks of movies. First off, I do have a sorting error that I'll need to take into account after showing these first, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After showing these first 10 titles, there's a sorting error to take into account, because these two were in the wrong place and should be after those 8 titles I just showed. So when I put those first 10 off to the side, I'll put these two on top of them before continuing. First up, we have a Blu-ray DVD combo for Inside Out. This is the first one. I also have a standalone DVD, and I believe this had a bonus disc as well, like a bonus features disc. A lot of the Pixar Blu-rays have a bonus feature Blu-ray as well. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. But anyway, yeah, here's this. It's PG, 95 minutes long, and came out in, looks like 2019 for the Blu-ray release. I think the movie itself came out like 2018 or 17, something like that. Oh, 2015, Best Animated Feature 2015. There you go. So the Blu-ray came out 4 years after the movie itself, but the DVD came out promptly. Then we have Inside Out 2 so far. I just have a DVD for this one. And I want to try and get both of them triple formatted, meaning DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K. 2/3 of the way there for this, and only 1/3 of the way there for this. So I'll need to address that at some point. This one came out in 2024. Is also PG, and is 96 minutes. Just a minute longer than the original. And let's see. Doesn't show cast information on the back of the case for this one, but I think it has a little bit for this second one. No, it does not. Okay. Well, I think both of these are really, really good movies. I enjoy both Inside Out 1 and 2. And the first one, funny enough, last time I watched Inside Out 1 was over in Universal Studios, Florida. The reason I find that funny is because it's a Disney property that I watched in Universal property. Anyway, then I do have both of the Inspector Gadget movies, the one with Matthew Broderick and Inspector Gadget 2 with French Stewart, but I only have a case for the second one because I got it years after the original for my actual collection, because we used to get this one mailed to us from Netflix years ago, before it was a huge solo streaming thing, when they would actually send you the physical copies of discs in movies, or movies on discs, I should say. And that's how I used to watch this one a lot. And then I was like, I want to find my own copy, because we no longer do Netflix at all, streaming or in the mail movies. So I got this. It's rated G. I think the one with Matthew Broderick is PG, but anyway. Elaine Hendrix from one of the Parent Trap movies is in this as G2 here. Let's see. Yeah, those two are the only names that I recognize on the back of here. It's rated G, like I said a second ago. 88 minutes long, and I don't see any indication as to when it came out, but I want to say it was like the early 2000s, because I'm guessing the Parent Trap reference is probably the Lindsay Lohan version. But anyway, next up we have Instant Family, and it is a weird one. Yeah, weird comedy. With Mark Wahlberg and Rose Byrne as the two parent figures in the movie, or two of them anyway, because there's other couples and family dynamics explored as well. Octavia Spencer is in it, and it's PG-13 from 2018 and 118 minutes long, just shy of 2 hours. And yeah, it's just kind of a little strange. Not bad per se, just strange. Next up, we have The Intern with Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway. This one is really funny. I like this one. Let's see. Other it doesn't list any of the other, or I don't recognize the other name that it lists here. I don't know, it looks like Seth Rogen is in this. No, that's not Seth Rogen. That's I recognize this guy, but I can't remember his actual name. But I recognize him. It's not on here, unless he's Rene Russo, which actually that looks like it might fit. Anyway, this one's PG-13. Came out in, looks like 2015, and is 121 minutes. This movie's already 11 years old. Dang. Feels like it just came out only 2 or 3 years ago, but no, it came out 10 or 11 years ago. Next up, we have Nicole Kidman and Sean Penn in The Interpreter. Action-packed thriller. I should probably put this with my horror movies. It's a thriller. Let's see. Are there any other names on the back of here that I recognize? No, there aren't. Okay. This one's also PG-13. Came out in 2004 and is 2 hours and 9 minutes long. That's cool. And the side of the case here got kind of messed up, where you kind of see that it was like that when I got it. It does that on the front as well. Don't know why. Next up, we have a movie that has pretty much no more plastic cover over its thing, other than maybe some tape up top here, and that is In Time, with Amanda Seyfried and Justin Timberlake, where time, as you can kind of see on his wrist there, they use time as currency in this. So, like, let's say you wanted to go buy a cheeseburger or something. It would, instead of being like, oh, that'll be $10.95, it would be like, oh, that'll cost you an hour and 45 minutes of your life, that where you spend time of your life. Like once you run out of time on your arm with the little thing there, it's essentially it kills you. So like if you spend all your time, all your literal time, doing random frivolous things, it will be lethal. This is another action thriller. that I should probably have with my horror movies. But it is PG-13, came out in 2011, and is 109 minutes long. I don't think it has any, yeah, no, it doesn't have anything on the inside of the case. So, here comes title 8 before I add those other two in to where they should be. And it is Intolerable Cruelty with George Clooney and Catherine Zeta-Jones, and it is PG-13. It also has Cedric the Entertainer, Geoffrey Rush, and Billy Bob Thornton in it, and others as well. Came out in 2003. It's PG-13 and runs for an hour and 40 minutes. All right. Inside. Next up, we have Into the Storm, and this one just has the Blu-ray, or it had a Blu-ray. I knew when I got it that it wouldn't have a DVD in it because since I got it at kind of a thrifting place, I always check the discs in there to make sure they're not scratched or messy or something. And so I knew it with only the Blu-ray was in here. It doesn't indicate that there would be any DVD. Sometimes I'll get a movie that says it's a Blu-ray DVD combo and only one of the two discs is included. Which when we used to get movies at Walgreens, it would be like, oh, this is Blu-ray only. So I would, even though it's like it had a plastic wrap on it that said Blu-ray only, even though it was in a Blu-ray DVD combo case. So I was like, okay, this is just going to be the Blu-ray, not a big deal. So yeah, I knew this was just going to be the Blu-ray, not have a DVD in it. And this has, I don't recognize any of these names actually, but I have watched this. It's a pretty good like tornado disaster type movie. Came out in 2014. Is PG-13 and 89 minutes long. Here's the back of the case there. Looks like they're creating it as Sharknado would say, a Fire-nado. And it looks like they're creating one on the front here too. So, cool. Alright. Okay. Next up we have Into the Woods with Meryl Streep, Emily Blunt, Anna Kendrick, Chris Pine, and Johnny Depp. And James Corden. I don't recognize his name, but he does look familiar to me. Their names are all above their pictures there, which is helpful. What else is in here? Okay, so the names on the front are the only ones that I recognize. I don't recognize any additional names on the back here. This one's PG, came out in 2015. Another 11-year-old movie. Wow. And is 125 minutes. I need to revisit this one. It's been a long time since I watched it. I think I may have watched the play more recently than I've watched this. And I haven't seen the play in a large number of years. So, yeah. Next up, we have The Italian Job. I actually have two DVDs of this. The first copy I got a DVD of looked like they cut the like spine of the cover off and put the front and back of it in a plastic sleeve with the disc, just kind of loosen the sleeve. And so I was like, this case is really dumb. I don't like this type of case. So I got the actual case for it. I think I might still have one title where I have the case like that. I want to say with Picture This, which we'll get to later on, not in this video, or probably not in the next two, because it's in the P section, under P for picture. But yeah, you'll get to see that type of case in a subsequent collection update video. But I got a full-on case for it, and I still kind of want to try and get a Blu-ray. We have Mark Wahlberg, Charlize Theron, Edward Norton. I recognize this guy's face, but I don't know his name. His actual name. Looks like Jason Statham is in here. Donald Sutherland is in here. Seth Green, maybe that's Seth Green. Let's see. And this is PG-13. Came out in 2003. So this one is 13. No, 23 years old. Sometimes I can't math. Other times I correct myself like I just did. And it's 110 minutes long. But sometimes I can't math. I think that's funny that I just pointed that out like that. But anyway, next up we have It Happened to Jane, the romantic comedy classic that goes straight to the heart. I haven't seen this one yet. This particular copy came out in 2004, but the movie is actually from 1959. So I don't recognize any of the actors or actresses listed here. It's 97 minutes long, and because it's from the 1950s, it doesn't have a rating. So yeah, until I watch it, I don't really have a whole lot else to say about this one. Moving on, next up we have a movie called It's Kind of a Funny Story. I wish I had a funny story to go with it, but I haven't seen it yet. We do have Zach Galifianakis and Emma Roberts in this one, and Keir Gilchrist. I don't know how his first name is pronounced, but it's this name here. I don't know how it's pronounced, but again, just the Blu-ray was included, but I knew that when I bought it because I got it at the thrift shop. Let's see. Viola Davis is also in here. I recognize her name on the back of the case here. It's PG-13. So it came out in 2010, 2011 time frame, and is an hour and 42 minutes long. So yeah, it's in one of these taller DVD style cases from Blockbuster that's for a Blu-ray, clearly. Which when I stack my movies like this, it doesn't really matter what size the cases are. If I stacked them standing upright like this, that could be a problem for fitting on shelves, but stacking them the way I do is easier. And I can use a lot more space than I could if I didn't do that. Next up, I did not draw on this particular case. I got this at a yard sale. It was drawn on like that from whoever lived at the yard sale, or maybe even before then. But we have Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen in this one. There's the two names that I recognize on the front of the case. Almost dropped it. It's one of these weird paper cases too. It's not in good shape. But here's the scene index. I do believe I have watched this one. It's just been 3 or 4 years or so. So I need to rewatch it to have clear thoughts on it. It's PG, and looks like originally came out in 1995 and was re-released released on DVD or something in 2002. Let's see. The Olsen twins are the only names that I recognize on the back of the case as well. And it's 101 minutes long. So I need to try and get a better case for this one. Just both from like the damage that it clearly has on the case, and maybe a more traditional DVD case would also be kind of nice for this one. And that could be done by trying to track down a Blu-ray. Next up, the next two titles are both the same but different formats with slightly different designs on the cases, or different designs on the cases, one having a slipcover, one not having a slipcover. And that is Frank Capra's It's a Wonderful Life, Platinum Anniversary Edition. Includes a black and white and a colorized version. The original black and white version, I think, is from 1946. The colorized version is much newer than that. It's 130 minutes long and PG. So there we go. Nothing on the inside. It was a 2-disc special edition. The first disc had the black and white version, and the second disc had the colorized one. And that follows suit with the Blu-ray, where it has one Blu-ray in black and white and one in color. And this looks like the colorized versions from 2007. And although this one, unlike the other one, is not PG, this one is not rated. But both versions are PG here, and both versions here are not rated for some reason. So, curious. Yeah, still 130 minutes long. I think the case under the slipcover shows the colorized thing. So that in itself is different because the DVD case is clearly black and white and this is clearly color. Whereas the back has color and black and white on it for both. So that is a fun little thing that I actually just noticed in real time there. Okay, there are a few of these titles that I want to try and get Blu-rays up. Yeah. Next up, we have Jack Reacher 1. I do want to try and triple format both of them, but I think Jack Reacher Never Go Back is my favorite of the two. I haven't read any of the Jack Reacher books or novelizations or whatever you want to call them. But apparently Tom Cruise is far too short to be playing the character. From what I've heard. I think he does a good job in the role. Got Robert Duvall in here with him. And I recognize that one of the girls on the back up here, Rosamund Pike. I don't know if that's her name or not. Anyways, it's PG-13. Came out in 2012 and is 130 minutes long. I recognize her face, but I don't know her actual name. So, anyway. Then we have a Blu-ray DVD combo, and I got a previous DVD, like standalone DVD for Jack Reacher Never Go Back. This one has Colby Smulders from the MCU in it. She plays in the MCU. She plays Maria Hill of S.H.I.E.L.D. I want to say I recognize the actress who plays Jack Reacher's daughter too. one thing I really enjoy about this one is Jack Reacher's daughter throws his own line back in his face moment, or like a little while after he said it himself. At one point, he says to someone that's following him, he catches them following him, and he like puts them against the wall, like, and it's like, I don't like being followed. His daughter does the exact same thing to him, like 5 or 10 minutes later in the movie. It's hilarious. This one's also PG-13, like the original is. Came out in 2016 and is 118 minutes long. I haven't seen the Reacher series. Was it on Amazon Prime or something? I haven't seen that much, or very much of that. I think I saw the pilot episode or something, and my parents weren't impressed. The three of us were watching it together, and so I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm not gonna be seeing the rest of this, unless I get physical copies, which I actually kind of wanted. But anyway, the person that plays Reacher in that, I guess, is more book accurate with his height, because he's supposed to be over 6 foot, and Tom Cruise is not. Not over 6 foot. Next up, we have the Jane Austen Book Club. And the only name on the front the only two names on the front that I can make out that I recognize are Maggie Grace and Emily Blunt. There's a couple behind the sticker that I can't quite make out. Maybe I'll be able to read them more clearly on the back here. Nope, just those two names are the ones I recognize. Okay. This one's PG-13. Came out in, looks like 2007, and is 106 minutes long. And I don't really have much else to say about this one because I haven't watched it yet. So here we go. Last up for this stack before we move on to the next one, we have the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour 3. I need to find the first two. I have seen them all three of them on a lot when I was a kid. But for some reason I only own the third one so far. It also has a couple of bonus episodes for each series involved. So yeah. Not rated. Kids show. Came out in 2006 and is 99 minutes long. And I like the changing animation styles depending on whose universe they're in. If they're in his or his, you can kind of see there's two different animation styles being shown on the back of the case right there for Jimmy and Timmy specifically. And yeah. Moving on to this stack, which will be the last one for this video, because I'm doing these stacks in pairs. Next up, we have Jingle All the Way 1. There is a second one. The first one has Jake Lloyd and Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. It is PG with an unrated extended director's cut. It doesn't show a runtime for the extended cut, but it does show a runtime of 93 minutes, which I think is the theatrical. Came out in 1996, so before Star Wars, The Phantom Menace, that is. Before his entry into Star Wars, Jake Lloyd's. What else is in this thing? Okay, I don't see any other names that I recognize on the back here. But this one was cool. I don't want to spoil too much about this, so I'm going to go ahead and move on from this and show the next title. Next up, we have Johnny English right here. This is one that I haven't seen. He was in the first live-action Scooby-Doo movie with Matthew Lillard as Shaggy. He played Emil Mandavarius, I think. John Malkovich is in this one. Which John Malkovich is a really funny guy, so I'm glad he was in this one. Let's see. It's PG. Trying to find the release year here. Looks like maybe 2004. And it is 2003. 2003, my bad. An hour and 28 minutes long. I need to check this out. This actually looks pretty good. Pretty good. Next up, one I know is a funny movie, and that is Judy Moody and the Not Bummer Summer. I want to try and find a Blu-ray to see if it doesn't have a pink case like this. Yeah. Who's in this one? Okay, I don't recognize any of the names on the back of here. Came out in 2011, is PG and 91 minutes long, and it is really funny. It's a really funny one. Let's see. Next up, I have a Blu-ray and a DVD of Jumanji, but I got the two copies separately and kept the Blu-ray case because it looked the same. This one has Robin Williams and Kirsten Dunst in it. Which this must have been more Kirsten Dunst's like second or third movie, because her first ever movie was Interview with a Vampire, and this is clearly not Interview with a Vampire. But yeah, this one's PG. The only one in the I take that back. That's not technically accurate. It's the only one with Jumanji in the title that is PG. But the next title that's in the Jumanji universe is also PG. It's A New Adventure from the World of Jumanji. We'll get to that in just a second, though. In addition to Kirsten Dunst and Robin Williams, we have Bonnie Hunt in here, and a few other names that I don't recognize. This one's PG, like I said a second ago. Came out in 1995 and is 104 minutes long. That's cool. This is that other one from the world of Jumanji that I mentioned that is also PG, and that is Zathura. I think I watched this one a lot more than I watched Jumanji. And it says something about Jon Favreau on the back. Interesting. He was involved with it somehow. Oh, looks like he directed it, perhaps. Came out in 2005. Has Josh Hutcherson and Kristen Stewart in it. Is 101 minutes long and PG. And it's just a another fun movie in the Jumanji universe. So, yeah. Next up, we have Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle with Dwayne Johnson, Jack Black, Kevin Hart, and Karen Gillan. I recognize all four of their names. On the back of the case, does it have any other names that I recognize? Nick Jonas is in here as well. Okay. And yeah. Okay. Well, this one is PG-13. Came out in 2017 and is 119 minutes, and it is a hit. It is a big hit. Next up, we have Jumanji: The Next Level I do have a Blu-ray for this, but I got the Blu-ray in one of those like paper sleeves that Netflix used to have or used to send out. I just found it at a thrift shop one time, bought it for like $3, and was like, well, I'm not gonna keep this case because it's just a plastic or it's just a paper like envelope looking thing, and so I retained the DVD case. When I get the 4K combo, because I want to get the 4Ks for all three of these movies with Jumanji in the title, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, and The Next Level here. Danny DeVito was also in this one, and so was Awkwafina. And Danny Glover. Yeah, I want to get the movies that say Jumanji in the title on 4K. So when that happens, I'll probably ditch this case in favor for the 4K one. But this one came out in 2019 in 123 minutes and PG-13. I hope they make another one like Jumanji: The Final Level or something, where it closes out the this trilogy. This being the first, second, and third. This one's technically the third overall, although technically the fourth includes Zathura, which I personally do, but so it's the fourth. So hopefully they make a fifth installment, Jumanji: The Last Level, is what I would call it. Then we have Jumper. This one has Hayden Christensen, Michael Rooker, Jamie Bell, Samuel L. Jackson, and Diane Lane as the names that I recognize on the back here. It's PG-13. I thought it had a sequel, but I guess it doesn't. It came out in 2008 after Revenge of the Sith, and which came out in 2005, and is 88 minutes long. And it's an interesting concept. It's I should probably just read the description here. From the director of The Bourne Identity and Mr. and Mrs. Smith comes The Evolution of Extreme, a high-powered shot of adrenaline that stretches the very limits of imagination. Next stop, anywhere. David Rice is a young man who knows no boundaries. A jumper born with the uncanny ability to teleport instantly to any place on Earth. When he discovers others like himself, David is thrust into the midst of an ancient war while being hunted by a bloodthirsty band of zealots sworn to destroy all jumpers. Now, David's extraordinary gift may be his only hope for survival. And yeah, that would lend itself to a sequel, because there's a lot of directions you can go with that sort of a premise. It doesn't even have to be sequels, it could be spin-offs. So, anyway. Next up, we have Jungle Book and Tarzan's Revenge. Three bonus movies. There's other ones listed on the back, okay. So this version of Jungle Book is from 1942. It's in color, not rated, and 105 minutes long. I don't recognize any of the names on the back of the case for that one. And then for the Tarzan side, we have Tarzan's Revenge, Tarzan and the Trappers, Tarzan and the Green Goddess, and Tarzan the Fearless. Each with different people playing Tarzan. That's interesting. Yeah. Tarzan's played by a different person in each of these movies. Which is interesting because Tarzan the Fearless is from 1933 and is black and white and 85 minutes long, not rated. two of them, Tarzan's Revenge and Tarzan and the Green Goddess, are both from 1938. One is 67 minutes, and Tarzan's Revenge is 70 minutes. Those have a different person playing. Each have a different person playing Tarzan. And Tarzan and the Trappers is from 1958, which is the newest of the bunch. It's also in black and white. None of them are rated, and it's 70 minutes long. And once again has a different actor portraying the role of Tarzan, which I just think is funny. I don't recognize any of the names on here, but I do recognize that all four Tarzans are different. So, interesting. Next up, we have Jungle Book, which is why that one was placed where it is. This is the 40th anniversary edition of the animated one. It is rated G, 78 minutes long. The DVD, this particular copy came out in 2007, which, if my math is mathing, the 40th anniversary, if it's from 2007 for the DVD on the anniversary, I'm guessing that the original came out in 67. So that's just an educated guess, if my math skills are working. Yeah, I think this is a two disc platinum edition. Has a DVD guidebook and something else in here as well. Here's what's in one of the things. And then this this is something else. Let's see. It has food advertisements. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Not sure why that's included in here, but hey, it is. So there we go. Next up, we have The Jungle Book 2. This one, does it say when this one came out? Nope, there's not a release year on here. Interesting. But it's rated G and 72 minutes long. John Goodman is one of the voice characters in here, and Haley Joel Osment is also in here. As the voice of Mowgli. John Goodman playing Baloo. There's no indication as to when this one came out. I think it's a direct-to-video DVD sequel. Next up, we have a live-action version of The Jungle Book. I think this is the most recent live-action version, and Blu-ray DVD combo. This one's directed by Jon Favreau. I've mentioned him a few times in my other videos so far. And I'll be mentioning him quite a bit more when we get to the MCU. Bill Murray, Ben Kingsley, Idris Elba, Scarlett Johansson, Giancarlo Esposito, Christopher Walken. All these guys are voice characters in here. This one came out in 2016. Is PG and 106 minutes long. I'm surprised Giancarlo Esposito was in here because I thought the first thing I remember seeing or hearing him in was The Mandalorian season 1, but that was 2019. So I know he was in things before then, but that's the first time I'm like, oh hey, who's this guy? Giancarlo Esposito. Cool. I like that guy. He's cool. I actually got to meet him. He's really funny. I got to meet him at SummerCon a couple years back. Next up, we have Just Friends with Ryan Reynolds, Amy Smart, Anna Faris, and Chris Klein right here. And it's a funny one. It's got a lot of Ryan Reynolds' humor in it. And it's PG-13 and 94 minutes long and came out in whatever the heck MMV means in Roman numerals. Next up, we have a Blu-ray DVD combo pack for Just Go With It with Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston right here. And Brooklyn Decker as well. Do I recognize any of the other names on here? Nope, just those ones. Okay. I recognize another one of the faces that's on the back of the case. And that is her. I don't know her actual name though, but she's also in Wizards of Waverly Place and Pretty Little Liars Original Sin. That one I know we already covered. But I don't have the version of Wizards of Waverly Place that she's in. I have the Wizards of Waverly Place, the movie, where they're on like a Hawaiian vacation. But anyway, this one's PG-13, 116 minutes long, and came out in 2011. And it's a lot of awkward fun. Next up, we have Just Like Heaven with Mark Ruffalo and Reese Witherspoon. Let's see. Who else? Is anyone else in this that I would recognize the names of? No. Okay, just them. This one's PG-13. Came out in 2005. Is that what MMV is? I don't know. And it is an hour and 35 minutes long. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it because I haven't watched it yet. So we're gonna move on. Next up, we have Just Mercy with Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Foxx, and Brie Larson. All three of whom have shown up in the MCU. And two of them have shown up in other Marvel properties. He was the Human Torch for Fan Four Stick, and he was Electro twice, both in the TASM-verse with Amazing Spider-Man 2 and in Spider-Man No Way Home in the MCU. Sacred Timeline, MCU. It is PG-13. Came out in 2019 and is 137 minutes long. So it came out just before we were pervasively lied to for like 3 years or 4 years. Some people still seem to believe that pervasive lie, and I personally do not. Next up, we have Kindergarten Cop with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Another one where it has a sequel where Arnold Schwarzenegger is no longer in the sequel, but I do want to try and get the sequel because I've seen both and they're both pretty good. This one is, I think, my favorite of the bunch because I like a lot of Arnold Schwarzenegger's things, movies and things. His is the only name that I recognize on the back of here for Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's PG-13, came out in 1990, and is an hour and 51 minutes long. We got two more titles to talk about here, and we're approaching the 50-minute mark. When I pointed out that we were approaching the 50-minute mark, it was at 49 minutes 56 seconds. So now we are beyond the 50-minute mark. And up next we have Knives Out. I do have a DVD and a 4K. My parents have the Blu-ray from this pack. We have Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Ana de Armas, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Shannon, and a few other names that I don't recognize on the here. I recognize this column of names and not this column of names. But it is such a good movie, and I think there's 3 of these now: Glass Onion and one other. I've seen this and Glass Onion. Both are really, really good. And they're not sequels per se. Like most of the cast isn't returning for this in the Glass Onion. Daniel Craig's character returns in Glass Onion because he's going on to do another investigation. But this one is PG-13. Came out in 2019 and is 130 minutes long. And it makes it a little hard to see Steve Rogers the same way for a little while after watching this, because Chris Evans, who plays Steve Rogers in the MCU, plays one of the bad guys in this. He's trying to hide that he's guilty for the investigation that's occurring. So yeah. And then last up we have Kronk's New Groove. I don't have the Emperor's New Groove yet, but I do have Kronk's New Groove. I like both movies. This one's kind of interesting. And it doesn't have as many iconic lines as the first one, but this one's still pretty good. And John Goodman is the voice of Pacha. I think I'm saying that right. And his character's not even on the case, which is weird. But yeah. Anyway, this one, it came out in 2005. It is 75 minutes long and G-rated. So yeah, I gotta try and find the Emperor's New Groove, because that one's also really funny. Yeah. Anyway, that is it for this particular video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.